So I don't think that people should think in these terms that I need to get into that institute or this institute. That is just my personal opinion, but still I think that you should be more focused on what you want to do, because ultimately you will be staying in that institute for like 3 years of your residency, or maybe even 3 more years. But the department that you choose to practice, so that is what you will be doing for your life.
Hello everyone, welcome to Chamomile TV Toppers, an initiative by Unacademy. This is Dr. Neha Taneja, and it gives me immense pleasure and happiness to welcome today Dr. Rinku Sarmah.
Thank
Hello
you,
Rinku.
Thank you.
So he has cleared INI CET in this November, and currently he has he's placed at AIIMS Delhi. He's taken up MD Medicine. So today we are here to talk to him and discuss all about his strategies, and of course he's going to give you a very helpful message indeed for your preparation. So let us begin. Welcome Rinku.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
So before I get into your strategy, just tell me, how do you feel right now?
I feel extremely happy, and actually we got the results of the first round of counseling yesterday only.
Okay.
So we got our allotted seats, and I always wanted to do medicine. I wanted to do general medicine. So and I got my dream branch, and and I also got my dream institute, that is AIIMS Delhi. So I just felt overjoyed. My parents and everyone, all the well-wishers, my friends, they were very happy. And so I felt very, it was a...
I can totally understand that, it's that feeling, it takes time to sink in, and like you've done so great and you've got your dream branch. That's absolutely wonderful. Many congratulations from the entire, everyone out here. So let's start with your journey a little. Can you tell us about yourself? From where did you do your MBBS, and how has this journey been for you?
Okay. So, ma'am, I actually belong to Guwahati.
Okay.
It's in Assam, and I did my +2 from Guwahati itself. Then I got selected in the AIIMS entrance examination, and I got 8th rank there even in the AIIMS UG exam.
Okay.
So I got selected for AIIMS Delhi MBBS course. Then from 2017, I started my MBBS. I did my MBBS in AIIMS Delhi. And then this year I'm doing my internship right now, and this is the last 3 months of my internship. I'm doing a rural posting in Faridabad, and after that's how. And I appeared in the INICET 20 this November 23 session, and I got this rank in the exam, and now I would be opting for medicine here in AIIMS Delhi.
Okay, that's amazing that you cracked INICET during your internship only. I'm sure that this sends out a message to everybody, to all the aspirants, that it's possible even to clear INICET, that too coming under 10 during internship. I think it's huge. So everybody who would be listening to this would definitely want to know that how did it become possible for you during internship, and when did you exactly plan out your preparation, like when you stepped into first year? So how was that journey for you? Because it's really commendable that you've cleared INICET during internship. Can you tell us something?
So basically I didn't start my preparation for the PG entrance examination in the first year. It started at around the 6th semester. When I was in the 6th semester, the year was 2020. So it was then when I decided that I have to prepare for the PG entrance. In the first and second year, there was not much thought about the entrance examination. More so because it's a very long journey. No one can start preparing for their entrance examination in the first or second year of their UG life. So I think that that's the right way to approach it. Even that you should focus on the subjects, the first year, second year subjects. They are very important even, and so. Yeah, like the normal academics that is there in any, like whichever college you are. So you prepare your subjects well, because that's what is the curriculum of medical science.
Exactly.
So I started preparing in the 6th semester for PG, focused oriented study about the entrance examination and how to solve the MCQs.
Okay.
So I started to read the final year subjects first, because those will be important for my professional exams also, that will be coming in the next 2 years. So I started reading the content for my professional examination, and at the same time I also tried to see if it is possible to know some MCQs and do some questions, know the topics at least, so that I can, when I'll be preparing in my internship, then I'll get a better idea, and it will take less time for me to prepare the final year subjects at least, which is also a very huge part of the paper. If we divide the paper, then it's like half of the paper is from the first and second year, and the other half is from the final year subjects. So that also carries half of the weightage. So while preparing in the 6th semester, I just focus on the final year subjects and also did some MCQs. Other than that, the most focused preparation for this exam was when I started focused preparation for INI CET when I was done with my professional examinations in the year in January of 22 this year. So after that, from the month of Feb, I started to prepare this year, and I started off with my first year subjects. So I did my first year subjects, second year subjects. So and then I went back to my final year subjects, and it was very helpful for me to read the final year subjects because I did them very recently, and even I passed an examination based on that. So it helped. It did help a lot, and subjects like medicine, so which don't have a lot of volatile content. So those subjects were very helpful because a recent read can even you don't need to study medicine if you have given your professional examinations in the last year. So overall, that's how it helped to crack the examination in internship itself.
ओके सो दैट्स वेरी नाइस. बहुत ही अच्छी बात इन्होंने बोली है कि यू नो फर्स्ट एंड सेकेंड ईयर में मतलब तुम अपना यू वर काइंड ऑफ मेकिंग अप योर माइंड, फिर फाइनली 6th सेमेस्टर में ही स्टार्टेड हिज प्रेपरेशन, और जितना मुझे समझ आया यू नेवर इग्नोर्ड योर प्रोफेशनल एग्जाम्स, है ना? वो उस पर भी थोड़ा बताओ कि लाइक आजकल बहुत एवरीबडी इज लाइक यू नो कि वी हैव टू फोकस टू मच ऑन एंट्रेंस. सो वो जो बैलेंस होता है ना बिटवीन योर प्रोफेशनल एग्जाम्स और तुम्हारे एंट्रेंस एग्जाम, वो बैलेंस कैसे बनाना है? मतलब यू नो यू हैव टू फर्स्ट हैव योर कंसेप्चुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग. So how did you manage that?
For the first 2 years, the first year and second year professional exam, I would say, and the thing is that the professional exams are very important, and those that makes us what we are and how we see patients, and all the learning that we get. It's a tendency for everyone to study the maximum when the exam is nearing. So those exams actually help. They help you learn a lot of new things that you never read or that you never heard of before even. So the first and second year professional exams should be taken very seriously, and they should be, all the professional exams should be taken seriously. They should be given, and the preparation that you do for your professional examinations, it's not very different from solving the MCQs and doing the questions. Ultimately the theory is the same. Just it's the thing that they try to frame a question where they try to confuse you, or they try to ask you some memory based concept or some logical question, but whatever the scene is, it's always the concept is always the same. So whatever like there is some news that the exam pattern will be changing, it will be changing to next, or we have NEET PG exam event and INI CET. So it's not like that. The content will change, only the pattern of the examination, the questions will be asked based on the same theory, same concepts that are there. So I think people should take the professional examinations very seriously. They should do a good preparation for that, and definitely that will help them while they will be preparing for their PG entrance, because most of the content is same. There is no need to read much other than what we read for the professional examinations. So other than that, I would just say that if someone is planning to do their PG entrance in the internship or just after the internship, then definitely they should study along with the content for professional examination. They should also get a hang of the how to solve the MCQs and how questions are framed. And so if they solve some MCQs, if they try to read the notes from some coachings, a lot of content is available today online. So if they try to do that, and if they try to pick a few things from that, then it will be very helpful third year is a very good time to start preparation for the PG entrance, and there is a lot of motivation even people start going to clinics, so they get a lot of exposure even there. So third year should be the point where people should start preparation for their PG entrance if they want to pursue higher studies, and that's what I did, and I think that's a very good thing. And third year, even you prepare for a professional examination, so that will also help in your professional examinations. Again, that will add on to your preparation for the entrance.
Okay.
So that's a very good time to start.
Yeah, he's very rightly pointed out कि बहुत ज़्यादा difference नहीं है, and like now, like he said कि next की बात है, और even if there's some other format, theory and the concepts तो वही रहेंगे, they are not going to change. तो हमें वो चीज़ों को बिल्कुल ignore नहीं करना है and start worrying कि questions कैसे आएंगे. So he's made a very genuine point that you have to focus on your concepts, make them strong this time, because everything is going to remain the same, theory and that is going to remain the same. And he's also given you a very good point that you should start your preparation, like third year is a good time to start. That's a very nice thing. Rinku, there's also one more thing I want to ask you. बहुत सारे students होते हैं ना who have this fear that unless and until you read or finish the syllabus, हम MCQ को नहीं touch करेंगे, you know, because that kind of demotivates us कि यार मतलब you know questions बन नहीं रहे हैं. So how did you, like I've seen a lot of them who have this issue कि let us first finish and then we will get back to MCQs. So how did you maintain that balance? मतलब how did you go ahead, like as you said that you were in third year and you started looking at final year के भी MCQs. So how did that become possible for you? What was your motivation, and how did you basically my question to you is how did you get away with the fear or you know of solving MCQs? Like how did you do that?
So it's true to some extent that without reading the theory, if you start doing the MCQs, then you'll feel bad and demotivated because most of the things will be wrong. Half of the concepts you won't even heard of. So, but it's not that. But again, this approach that we'll complete the entire syllabus and then start solving the MCQs is not correct, because by the time you complete the syllabus, half of the things you might have forgotten. And then if you would have solved some questions in between, at least, then those questions you would have remembered. So at least a good part of the content could have been remembered using the MCQs. So that's even a good thing about solving the MCQs, that you remember things when you do the questions. So I would say what I did was that I tried to solve questions in between. So while I was preparing for this PG entrance, so while I did a subject or I did half of a subject, even today all the online content that we have, there we have a lot of good question banks, test series available, and we can even customize them as per the topics that we have studied. So all those things are available today, and that's a very good thing that was not available maybe 5 years back.
Yes.
So if one utilizes that thing, I don't think it's very difficult to crack any examination, because now everything is so sorted out. You have studied, even if you have studied a very small topic, you'll get questions from that topic, even get those questions from the question bank. So I think the strategy should be that you study few topics. It's not like that you study one topic and start solving questions, but at least try to complete like 30 or 40% of a subject if it is possible, and then choose those topics and then do the questions. So you can always use the online content and the question banks that they have a lot of questions. They have good variety and number of questions. So using that, you can you even do the questions from those topics that you have prepared. So and that will be helpful, one, because that will help you remember the things that you have read. Mostly sometimes we ignore things when we read, but when we solve the questions, then we realize that it's an important question, and then we tend to remember the things properly. And number two is that if you solve the MCQs from early on, then it will help you understand how questions are solved. It's not only about the concept and learning that you have. Sometimes it becomes about how to solve the question. It becomes a matter of skill. So if you are able to acquire that skill, then it will be very helpful, because ruling out options, knowing what the examiner actually wants to ask, all these things are very important when we have to solve 200 questions to prove our worth. So they are not taking your interview, they are not asking you to write a short story on anything. They'll just tell you that do these questions. They'll give 4 options for each question, and then you have to solve the paper, and whatever the rank is, then you have to go on with that. So I think the skill of solving MCQs should be a thing that one needs to learn. and that will come only when you will solve a good number of MCQs.
Yes.
So with the resource available, it's very possible.
Yes, that's again very rightly said. That is a very good point indeed. He's actually told us that practice makes you perfect, and right from your college years only, when you start practicing MCQs in between, that like it develops in you a skill how to approach the MCQ, how to rule out options. That's very rightly said. And he has also very correctly pointed out that content abhi available hai na? You need to know how to utilize that content, or questions bhi aapko topic साथ मिल जाते हैं. So like he said that you don't have to really finish your entire syllabus, क्योंकि I think वो दिन भी कभी नहीं आता कि तुम्हारा पूरा syllabus खत्म भी हो जाए, है ना? So it's like a balance between the theory and the MCQs. That's amazing. That's very nice, and I'm so glad that you should listen to what he's actually said and take it up and try to adopt it. That will do away with the fear of MCQs. एक बार fear चला जाएगा फिर तो I think
Sure.
it becomes very easy. That's very nice. Also, just out of the box, you always wanted to be a doctor?
Actually, the decision to be a doctor was not that strong while I was preparing in my class 11th and 12th.
Okay.
Even I decided once that I would be, I liked chemistry a lot.
Okay.
The chemistry that we studied in +2. So I was very much motivated that if I don't get a seat or something like that, then I'd go for MSc in chemistry or something. And even when I joined AIIMS, and there was a lot of talk around all these things, and the thing that you're going to be a doctor in some time. So but it never made me realize what is the role of a doctor, or what is he doing, because first year and second year undergraduates never understand.
Yes.
They just get a very little touch. They get a very little touch when they come to their 6th semester, when they start attending the clinics.
Yes, yes.
So I never understood that what am I going to do, or what exactly it is. But when I started my 6th semester and I started studying medicine, then it was an instant realization that medicine is the subject that I need to do.
Okay.
And I never ever bothered about that I'm studying currently in AIIMS Delhi, and then I have to stay here, because there is a mindset that develops when people come to AIIMS that they will never leave AIIMS. They'll just try to stay there, and they will compromise with their branch. But that was not my case, and I was ready even to take up medicine in any institute.
Okay.
But it was the subject that inspired me. So I just instantly, it was an instant decision that medicine will be the subject. So that even helped me to study more, because the seats that are in medicine, like every other branch, it's limited, and plus it needs a very high, there's a very high cutoff for medicine. So since everyone is opting for it.
Yes.
But then again, I had this thing that I'm ready to do it in any other institute, but I will be doing it in medicine only. So that's how I got some motivation of studying for it. And the actual experience of what a doctor does and how is he helping people, that I only understood when I started attending my rural postings, which I'm doing right now. So that's where that is where the first time I'm sitting in an OPD with patients coming and telling their complaints, and then I'm trying to evaluate them of what to do next. So that was the time when I realized that like finally now I have to take up the role and I have to start doing things. So I never actually had any other lot of motivation for being a doctor and stuff, but slowly it gets into you, and once you give the final examinations of your MBBS, by that time you get into the vibe of being a doctor. And obviously once you see patients and once you understand that what we are doing in the society is important.
Yeah.
So then it makes you realize, and by now I feel that it's a very good profession, helping people, and also it gives a lot of satisfaction doing that.
Yeah, that's very correctly said ki first, second year you don't really have this, and I'm very, actually very glad ki you were very clear ki tumne, like, you made up your mind आपने that you have to take up medicine, क्योंकि MBBS time में भी बहुत सारे बच्चों को like it's not very clear कि clinical लेना है, paraclinical लेना है, तो ये अगर if this vision is clear, तो I think कहीं ना कहीं it backs up your preparation also, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's very important. Also, coming to one more question, like this is a challenging phase, and kabhi you might feel that what am I doing, और मेरा PG निकलेगा नहीं निकलेगा, बहुत सारे बच्चों को ये होता है. So how did you stay on track? Like, I just want to know your something you would want to share about the constant push that you had. Like, how were you constantly driving for achieving this thing? Mara motivation or something, anything that you would want to share. What kept you going, basically?
Till I gave the final examinations, there was not much pressure on me, because
Okay.
it's not very difficult. You get a lot of time to prepare for your examinations, and
Ji.
the examinations, when they're not very difficult,
Mhm.
you need to know the basic concepts. You need to know the must know things,
Yes.
and then you will pass the examination, which is the basic criteria for getting the degree. The pressure came, and yes, it got into me, even sometimes very bad, and during the preparation for PG. So there actually the content is a little vast, and the time is not much there. So you need to do like studies. You need to study for like maybe around 6 hours a day sometimes.
Yes.
And it becomes stressful once you are continuously studying for 7 days continuously, and this is not like that you are getting some results from that. You have to study for 6 months, and then maybe if you give your examination very well, and then you'll get a result. So there is no instant reward for your studies. So everyone feels the pressure, and at times you feel like you're not doing much more. But what I would like to say is that it is very difficult, and like studying is difficult sitting there on the table and studying for long hours. But you should see that how far have you come in this journey, and not much is left to achieve. And everyone is facing the same thing, and everyone is doing the same thing, and they're able to get their seat, get their branch, and they're able to do their residency. So it's not very difficult, and the effort that you have already put in, and that is a lot of investment to
Yes.
to back off. So I think that's what should keep us going, and even it's not like that you cannot take a single break even during your preparation. You can take a break, and take it not even a 2-day break, and you can just enjoy, do whatever you like doing, and even you can take small breaks in between your studies, and if you have some small hobbies, then you can do that, and you can feel fresh. And one thing I would like to say to all the aspirants regarding this pressure. So I don't think that people should think in these terms that I need to get into that institute or this institute. That is just my personal opinion. But still, I think that you should be more focused on what you want to do, because ultimately you will be staying in that institute for like 3 years of your residency, or maybe even 3 more years. But the department that you choose to practice, so that is what you will be doing for your life. If you won't be busy for the entire time of your day, a major chunk of your day will be dealt in that department. So try to get a better clarity of what you like to do. If you can attend the clinics, you can attend the ward rounds. So even if you are interested in surgery, you can go to the OT, and if you see what work they are doing, then you will get a fair idea of what you want to do. At least you can choose from, you can get an informed opinion on what you want to do. So once you are informed and you know what you want to do, then it will be easier for you than not knowing what to do and just blindly going for the examination and trying to solve the MCQs. So get a clarity on what you want to do, and that will help you, that will motivate you, and then definitely will do it.
Yes, very rightly said. A few more enlightening point for all of us. Like, he has very correctly pointed out that you need to follow your branch, right? You need to be intrigued by the branch. जैसे he's telling us also कि 3 साल आपको 3 years is not a very short time, and you have to be happy with the subject that you're getting. That's very important. And एक चीज और आपने बहुत अच्छी बताई, that he said that whatever number of hours you're putting in, you have to be consistent, right? I don't think कि अब कोई है जो 15 hours पढ़ रहा है, कोई है जो 10 hours या 8 hours पढ़ रहा है, so productivity किस में निकल रही है, that matters, right?
Yes.
Consistency बहुत ज़रूरी है. Even if you like study for 8 hours, you need to stick to that 8 or 6, and please do take breaks, like he is saying. It's a phase. It's not. We need to take it as a challenge, and he also said that you have to always keep reminding yourself कि you've already tread this much of journey, बस इतना रह गया, इतना रह गया. So please don't back off, and you need support. So who was your support system during this preparation phase?
So my parents
Yes.
were always there and
Okay.
have been there from right from the beginning.
Okay.
So they were there, and they were even this time they were there was a lot of support from my parents, my brother, and other than that I had the best friends that I could get in my life, and they all were there, and even some of them were preparing for this exam also.
Okay.
So discussing with them and
Yes.
talking to them also helped a lot. So even people can talk to their friends who are preparing.
Yes.
So that will help them share their problems. Even they can discuss some things which they are finding difficult in. So that helps a lot. So I think friends are the best support system. They are there with you 24 hours in your hostels. So you can talk to them. You can just take small breaks, try to meet them and ask what they're doing and how they're doing. So that helps them, and that was what I did during my preparation. My friends helped me a lot, and I think most of the credit that goes to a good proportion of that goes to my friends who helped me.
Yes, that's again very rightly said कि इस preparation phase में, और आजकल तो कितने series भी बनते हैं on this aspirant journey. So the friends that you make during this time will always stick with you, and I think इतना ज़्यादा pressure भी होता है that the more you discuss, we have 19 subjects, the more you discuss with one another, I think that will help you remember also. जैसे हम community medicine ही ले लें, जितना हम discuss करेंगे उतना हमें याद रखने में वो होगा, and such group studies also at times are very, very important, right?
Yeah.
Okay, one more thing, now there has become a trend, particularly when we talk about NEET PG, that there would be some new pattern questions, so the students are too much like what I've also personally seen running after those hi-fi questions. I would like to ask you over here, how much is the importance of previous year questions, and how important it is for any aspirant कि last 2 years या 3 years कि मैं questions देख लूँ, मतलब उसका कितना, like you gave this INICET, so how much did it help you, or you were a fan of PYQs, मतलब हमें करना ज़रूरी है? What do you feel?
So ma'am, as you pointed out, I think previous year questions is one of the main can be one of your main resource from where you start your preparation. Previous year questions, I can't emphasize more on that how important they are. They are very, very important, and if you are able to go through all the previous year questions of the last 3 to 5 years, then it will be very, very helpful for you to crack the examination, because it's not like you will get a repeated question from the previous year question bank, but definitely the topics that are asked in the previous year question, the topic will definitely be repeated and it will be asked around that topic. So if you are aware of the topics that are asked in that examination, it will be very helpful. There is a lot of content in all the 19 subjects that you said, but it's not like that everything of every subject is asked. The syllabus is a very niche one, and there is a few topics which are very, very important, and that will be asked again and again. Even that's a very easy question. So because it's important, it might be clinically important, it's maybe it's important for knowing the patient management or whatever the reason, but if the topics which are asked in the previous year, in the last 3 to 5 years, so they will definitely be repeated, and that's the trend I think we have been seeing, and even our seniors, they advised us that be thorough with the previous year questions and topics. So I would say that if I say one thing that's very important for this examination will be previous year questions.
Yes.
And to be thorough of the last 3 to 5 years previous year question would be a very good boost to your preparation, and it will help you get a good rank.
Yes, yes, he's very correctly again told us, and it should be very obvious to each one of us. Key topics, it basically PYQs will give you an order of importance, है ना? क्योंकि इतना volatile है all our subjects. When you start revising, you cannot at one point of time तुम सब पढ़ भी नहीं पाते ना, ऐसा phase आता भी है. And if you're aware of the PYQs, they tell you that okay, from this particular chapter I have to read this. Like he said, same question we are not expecting, but we are expecting things around that topic. So please do not ignore your PYQs, which we see that is happening quite a lot these days. So we need to stick to that. One more thing, what were your resources? Like just throw some light on how you made this journey, like your resources, what all you studied, any books or something you would like to tell us?
So first and second year, I think for the professional examinations and for most of it, the books that are recommended by their individual professors or the book that is followed in that college would suffice for any professional examination, and all books are all more or less equally good.
Yes.
So there is no comment on the textbooks that we follow, but definitely once you start the preparation for PG, you should have a set of notes. That's very important. You can't study from textbooks and then give an entrance examination because content has to be limited and focused. With content only should be there for you to revise. So you can't open up anatomy textbook and start reading for it for your PG entrance examination. So I would say that to have notes of individual subjects, of every subject you need to have the notes from which you will study once, twice, and even you will revise before the exams.
Okay.
So I utilize that. Today we have a lot of coachings which are teaching medical content for the PG entrance. So I used most of them actually. Most of the coaching institutes that are there. So there I prepared, and there we tried to watch the videos of most of the subjects. I first did the videos, and then I purchased. I didn't make my own notes. I purchased the notes from we get to purchase the notes. So we purchase the notes and watch the videos. And if any additional point or any correction is there in the notes, then I used to do that. And then the final thing that one can do is that they can have a good set of notes that they have corrected and added on the things that they need to know extra other than what's written on the notes. Okay. So that's the thing that one can have before the exams or 2-3 months before the exams. If they have that with one good read of that notes, and if they have clear notes to read from for revision, then that will be the best thing that one can have to prepare for the exams, because that will reduce everything to just the set of that notes to read from.
Yes, so again, he's बहुत ही अच्छी बात ये है that basically you need to have your content at one place, है ना? And you need to trust your whatever platform. And like he said, there are so many for NEET PG. There are so many platforms. So even if you are utilizing 2, 3, 4, you need to have everything compiled at one place. Like he said, he didn't make his notes, but then even if he purchased and if he got some point कहीं और से, तो you added and kept it updated. That is extremely important. Dr. Rinku, can you tell us, see, some students, like most of us, we keep preparing throughout the year, but then it's the D-Day, the exam day. So how did you manage that day? Because it's very important. We might have prepared the entire year, but what happens on that day also, how we maintain our calmness, how are we, approaching the questions. So tell us about your exam day strategy.
You won't know, and the exam would pass, and it would be just in a moment. So but the day before the exam is very stressful, and you tend to just remember those topics that you are not very confident in, and you will just think of that, I don't know this, I don't know that. I would like to say that like whatever you have prepared in 6 months, so that is good enough, and that will help you to get a good score. And if you missed it, if you missed something, then don't focus on it. Just focus on what you did and what you learned, and that will help you stay positive. And it's very difficult actually. I face the thing, and I know that I got a lot. I got anxious while on the last day. But the thing is that we need to stay calm and try to take a good night's sleep before going for the exam, because now 6 to 7 hours of more preparation won't help you much. So just try to sleep, and then it's because you have to recall a lot of things the next day. So be calm and composed, and don't think much about what you haven't studied, and whatever you did well, and then just try to go to the exam with a fresh mind and try to recall everything.
Yes. Okay. So, you know, it's a preparatory phase और बहुत challenging होता है. But then I would like to ask you, what were your other hobbies and were you able to pursue that? How was your lifestyle like? Were you able to sleep, getting adequate time, sleep, exercise? मतलब, how did you like manage this phase, and any hobbies also that you had? You want to tell us?
So I think that's a very important thing for us to do. We need to get adequate sleep. We need
जी.
to do some physical activity even,
Mhm.
so that we feel fresh all the time. We're studying all the day and then attending lectures, and what duty won't will just make us will add on to the pressure that we have. So I just try to I always focused on getting a good night's sleep. So that was my priority. So I always try to sleep on time, and I was not a very late. I never tried to study late.
Mhm.
And other than that, I learned to play the guitar while I
Okay.
started AIIMS, and I tried to throughout these 5 years. I tried to do a bit on that, and that even helped me a lot to do a quick 5 to 10 minutes practice, and then I again started studying. So that was very helpful. Again, other than that, I love to even play sports, and I used to go with one of my friends, and I used to play table tennis and even
Okay.
tennis.
Mhm.
So I try to do that, and that helps a lot. That makes you feel fresh, and that again gives you a kickstart for the next day's preparation. So I think everyone should have a little thing, a small thing to do, and then that will make them feel fresh actually, and then they can go on with their studies.
यस यस वेरी करेक्टली अगेन सेड कि वो एक ऐसी चीज़ होनी चाहिए जो आपको यू नो इट डजंट लेट द मोनोटनी सेट इन, मतलब यू शुड लुक फॉरवर्ड टू दैट. दैट्स वेरी नाइस. लाइक ही सेड कि फर्स्ट ईयर में he started learning first year से guitar. Yeah. So and now that so many years have passed, you now know how to play this thing also, guitar also. So that's very nice. So don't just you know, keep studying all the time. You need to do something which will keep you fit at the same time, and please do take a good night's sleep, like he has said, before the exams also. It's equally important. Okay, so one last thing, what was the drive for the continuous preparation? What was your motivation?
Initially, actually, there was no such drive to
Mhm.
prepare for the exam. But I think overall, if I say, then I was inspired by Dr. Thamim. He's a faculty who teaches medicine
Okay.
actually
Mhm.
for PG preparation. So by seeing his style of teaching and his explanation regarding how to all the content that we learn in medicine, so I was inspired by him, and he was like my sole motivation for doing medicine as a specialty.
Okay.
So like I would describe everything regarding the choice of the branch to Dr. Thamim.
Okay.
So he that was a very like great motivation for preparing for this exam. And other than that, like all the other people and the expectations that people have from you, that pushes you a lot to
Yes.
do that.
So it was very rightly said कि हमें you know, it's a phase, so we cannot give up, and कुछ एक चीज़, and I think there's a motivation also that should keep coming from, you know, yourself, like as teachers, as your mentors. Everybody can push you, but the real thing has to come from you, and you looking for that is very, very important. So that's very correctly pointed out. So I'm sure he's given us so many enlightening tips and strategies and hidden points from his interview, which can really help any aspirant. I don't think just for, you know, NEET PG or something. कोई भी aspirant के लिए there are certain points he's pointed out: good sleep, PYQs, notes. So you know, there should be a balance. So so that's very nice. Thank you so much, Dr. Rinku. I think we've now had quite a lot of, you know, conceptual talk. So let's go on to something fun now. So we have a small rapid fire round for you. So it's just a fun round. Okay, I'll just give out some. I'll ask you some questions,
Sure.
and whatever comes to your mind, you
Sure.
can answer. Okay,
Yeah,
so
sure.
it will help all the students preparing to get to know you a little better, your choices also. Okay, so let's start. Do you have any hidden talents or skills?
I had some inclination towards music from
Yes.
the beginning. I got some exposure during my school days, so that was.
And that you continued also by learning
I
guitar.
tried to continue.
Very nice, very nice. What's the last thing you watched on TV or any of these streaming services that we have?
So the last thing I watched was a TV show called The House of Dragons.
Okay, very nice. Okay. If you could visit any place in the world, where would you go?
Um, that's I'd like to take a trip to Iceland.
Iceland. Okay, nice. Do you prefer coffee or tea? A coffee person or tea person?
Have a strong opinion that I'm a tea person.
So during your preparation phase, kitty cups of tea you used to have?
I couldn't count. There will be just like cups lying in my room, like 50 or so.
Oh my God. Okay, that's nice. Okay, did you learn any new hobbies during the pandemic?
I didn't learn because I already started learning the guitar while I was in my second year beginning. But I learned to play tennis while I after post-COVID.
Okay. All right, that's nice. Okay, one more question. What's your go-to comfort food? Like when you're not having a good day, something you would really want to
My
have?
go-to comfort food will be a chicken biryani.
Okay, that's nice. Okay. All right, one more thing. What's your favorite type of weather?
Ma'am, I prefer rainy days.
Rainy days. Okay. That was indeed a fun-filled round, and he's given us a lot of points about himself also. So, Dr. Rinku, thank you so much, for participating and giving us this opportunity. So, Dr. Rinku, this is a small token of appreciation for you.
Thank you very much.
So, I'm sure we've got a lot of enlightening points from you, which is very much appreciated from our end. But any last minute advice or anything you would like to tell all the aspirants who are preparing for NEET PG, INI CET, any last piece of advice or something you would want to share which would keep them in this journey and not want them to give up? Anything that you would want to say, please?
So I think if I have to tell in short and it should be helpful, then I would say just two things. One is we already discussed previous year questions. They're very, very important. And you do the previous year questions, you know them, you know the topics very well. Around the previous year questions, if you know the topics, then you are already one step ahead of all others while preparing, firstly. And secondly, again, what I said, that you should have notes of the subjects that you are reading. If you have the notes, then you will be able to do a very quick revision. Once you do the first revision, that's the next time, and the next after that, it becomes very easy and it becomes very fast. So you can have a very quick go through of all the things that you need to know, and that will help you a lot to do a last minute revision. And also I would like to say that if you have it's like a month or so or 15 days for the examination, then don't try to read one subject or don't try to read two subjects. Try to read all the subjects. Do a focused quick revision of all the subjects. Do a quick review of all the subjects. Try to finish all subjects in the last 15 days or last 10 days, because a lot of things are based on memory, and we tend to forget things because there is so many things. So if you do a quick overview of the all the subjects in the last 7 or 15 days, then it will be very, very helpful in the examination, and you will remember everything whatever you read.
Yes, very rightly pointed out कि एक बार वो last minute वो it should go through your eyes. मतलब ऐसे नहीं कि I'll just keep the big subjects और उन्हीं को मैं last में देखूंगा. That's very rightly pointed out, and emphasis on maintaining a balance between notes and MCQs and going, not forgetting to go through PYQs. I'm sure those are very, very important points that he has told each one of you. So I'm like, it has been very enlightening for us, for all the aspirants who are watching you. I'm sure they'll get a lot of good points from whatever you've said. Your journey has been amazing. He was like, you did your MBBS from AIIMS and now you're going to be there, and hopefully you continue there and go on to be the very good physician that you're planning out to be. So that's very, very nice.